Okay, now we're going to get the second part. So we just covered plants. We just covered chloroplast. All right, now we're looking at some things that are in animals only. First one is centrioles. Centrioles are like these thicker fibers that actually help with when the cell goes through cell division. Okay, and we'll cover cell division in another unit down the road again. But centrioles help with cell division. Then you have lysosomes. Lysosomes are sort of like the waste disposal company of your cell. They break down waste, like broken parts and old parts of your cell. They break down those and they help get them out of the cell. So it's sort of like the trash department of your cell. There's more. Then we look at the cytoskeleton. We mentioned this a little bit earlier, but the cytoskeleton helps support support the structure of the cell. And they're made up of microtubules and microfilaments. We will not test you on those two words, but just you need to know what the cytoskeleton is and just know that it helps support the structure of the cell. Now we're going back to something that's only in plants, and this is a very, very important part of the plant cell. It's called the central vacuole, all right? And the central vacuole is what helps the plant store water and nutrients for the long term. So say I'm a plant growing outside and it hasn't rained for a long time, right? Going through a drought. My central vacuole is when it does rain, I put a lot of water and nutrients and store it in there. So when it goes through a drought, I'll have a little bit of water left to help me go through photosynthesis and help survive. So the central vacuole is only in plants, and it helps for long-term storage of water and other nutrients. Also, something else that's only in plants is something called the plasmodesmata. I don't believe this is on our test at all, but it's just something to be aware of. But it's a little hole in the cytoplasm that helps pass through the cell wall to the next cell next to it. So like a cell plant, there's like this little hole in the cell wall that helps it communicate with the cell next to it, basically. Okay, and that's called a plasmodesmata. All right, next we're looking at something called vesicles. Vesicles, those are small little sacs, and they help move proteins around, basically. They're small membrane-bound sacs for transporting proteins. They look very similar to, in a diagram, they look very similar to the ER, but they'll have a lot of circles around them, like these right here. You'll see a lot of circles around them and stuff. Proteins come down through here, and then they get sent off in these vesicles. These are outgoing transport vesicles. They'll take the proteins where they need to go to. Okay, so it's like a little delivery system for proteins. Not quite the Golgi, but very similar. One last random organelle is called a peroxisome. These are small little membrane organelles that contain enzymes. All right, and enzymes are super, super important for cell life and just humans and animals and plants. They help with every reaction in our body. So enzymes are super important. But a peroxisome is a small membrane organelle that contains enzymes that's going to be used in a lot of different reactions in our cells. All right? Do not worry about this. All right? Don't worry about that. All right? All right, so that wraps up the parts of the cell that you need to know for our unit. Okay? If you have any questions, please email me, okay? Thank you.